Does anybody know anyone that's going to Canada?
Why?
You are laughing because I want to leave this Lagos.
Everybody was.
I'm tired.
What's the matter again?
Was it not difficult for you to get here? I couldn't find any bike or keke anywhere.
Same here, my dear. Like, you needed to have seen people frustrated on the road, trying to get keke, trying to get bike and all that. I mean,
you know,
crazy.
You know, they've banned, the government has banned the unregulated bikemen and the regulated bikemen.
I feel your pain. I feel your pain. Even though I belong to the category of those that are mobile.
No.
I understand. I believe all of us in that category will feel your pain. I think I'll go both ways. To an extent, I support that there's a ban, but not an outright ban. Regulation, I think, is necessary, though, but not an outright ban.
I personally feel like it's a touchy subject. Yes, we understand that. Okay, yes, there are a lot of people that use this as their daily source of income, and people need mobility,
to move around.
But there is a very big problem there. Plus the regulated, plus the unregulated ones, they are not regulated. Both of them are regulated, and this is what I mean. Like, they don't. A lot of them don't follow rules. A lot of them don't commute the proper way.
Yeah.
They cause a lot of insecurity issues. Yes, and even if they need to be restructured, they need to be off first. You need to see my side mirror. You need to see the side of my car. Anybody that sees my car will think I'm a careless driver. I'm not. See, even Kekes, they think that they are as big as cars and they are smaller than Okadas. So they want to squeeze into everything. And we'll be talking about bikes. Themselves, they are guilty. It's just easier because they are on three wheels. They are more balanced. But nah, those guys themselves have issues. They will scratch you. They would. Don't you
say, okay, to be honest, I'm saying balance, but yes. 80% of panel beating job work I've done on my car is as a result of Keke or bad guys. But because of my forgiving heart, and because I want these people to succeed.
Because of your big bank account.
I want them to succeed. So I'm saying to reduce these incidents of, because now I have a side mirror whose glass have changed like twice because of them. But all those times, it's not like they gave me the money to guide. I still did it myself. So to solve that, I know that it's not by throwing these guys out, or else they might come and break it later as per crime, stealing. Yes.
Well, true.
So from that perspective, yes, I've suffered that. That's why I'm also advocating that let's find an alternative for them, not ban them outright.
So what happens to the average Nigerian? How do you expect them to go about their daily activities? I mean, I'm very sure that a bunch of people do the Uber, they do the Bolt, you understand? But how about those, the market women, the people going to for their businesses and all, or even people that, to get to their junction, do you get, like, they don't have cars, but they have to do a bike, they have to do they have to do Keke to get to the junction. So, how do you want to help them here?
The thing is, I feel, I'm not against them banning the unregulated ones, but for them banning like the Okadas, the OPay and the other ones, Max NGs and the rest, that one has so many Nigerians employed.
Okay.
That's one. Two, I've been helping a lot of people. Like, okay, but the truth is, most Nigerians do not have smartphones to even access those ones first. So that's a problem, which is why the Kekes are there as a backup. But now you've taken off everything. You've taken off Keke, you've taken off those ones. Then you expect every Nigerian to Uber.
It's not possible.
Not all Nigerians have smartphones. Not all Nigerians can afford Uber and the rest.
Okay, let me come there. I'm trying to form neutral. I'm trying to form I feel your pain.
Whatever. Swing both ways.
Yeah. but the thing is, you mentioned something. You said people that don't have smartphones.
Yeah.
How are they going to go about it? So that means you are saying that even if there's a solution, even if they're regulating, and bringing in companies, they should consider that market also.
Yes, they
have.
Yes.
Because whether I like it or not, this solution of regulation, which is regulate, let them have these bike companies. Most of those bike companies, the way they operate, the companies, the way they operate is via the smartphone, following technology.
Yes.
So talking about solutions now,
like
you said, I'm still going to put it out, ask everyone, please, just bring your own opinion.
Yeah.
For those that don't have smartphones and want to commute, if there's a regulation, for all those other bike companies, like you are there, regulation, and they continue with their smartphone technology thingy. So those that don't have smartphones, what is the solution for them?
The truth is, with all these Okada companies, the smartphones seem to be the only way to be able to regulate them is the reason why they can be in business. The companies that do the hauling companies, they use those smartphones as a way to keep tabs and keep their riders in check. You get me? Now, one more thing.
Okay.
Another problem with this whole bike thing, yeah, if you have 100 apples in the basket and 99 of those apples are bad, one that is good is classified as bad. Even within the bike hauling companies, not all of them have that integrity.
Of course.
I feel you're evading.
No.
I feel you're evading a question I was supposed to bring a solution.
No, hang on.
Solution.
Hang on.
Let me give you the
smartphone.
solution. Solution for non-smartphone
What's the solution?
commuters.
Yes.
One, the government has to take this thing upon themselves. Probably create bodies in local governments that would have estate shuttles or even street by street shuttles. So people that live in streets where the junction is very far from you, you actually can't walk.
Yes.
They can have like a means of transportation to walk to those places before they can even use the BRT. Because BRTs do not go into streets, which is what the government is standing on, saying that that's their solution.
The funny thing, I think you're helping. I threw this question to him, but you're even helping him. It's like you're even helping him. He's the one that was outright
Yes,
bad.
I feel
So I wanted him to be on the hot seat.
It doesn't even necessarily have to be between streets and estates and the likes. For instance, let's look at Ondo State, Akure. Our normal yellow and black cab is like their shuttle from anywhere you're going to. Like the highest you spend on transportation there is 30 naira or 50 bucks. So why can't we even do it here? Like, I mean, why can't we do it here? So even if you want to take those people out, you need to ensure that you have a means of transportation that they can afford.
Yes, people earning an average.
Because none of them will be, I mean, you don't expect an average market woman to pay 1,000 naira to get to market, as opposed to her 30 bucks or 50 bucks.
Okay, hang on one second. You guys need to understand that, okay, yes, solutions for this and solutions for that, but I need to point out one major problem that we seem to be having, which might be one of the reasons why the Lagos state government have decided to do that now. There's an insecurity issue. Hang on. If you have been very well aware, I understand the part of the regulated companies, I understand that, but if you have been very much aware, there have been a large influx of Okadas coming into Lagos.
Of course.
You get me? Yes. Now, we also have to realize that the security issue that we have with them, the robberies with bikes, they're not only limited to unregulated riders. Yes. Now, there's another issue of accidents, because it all comes down to the fact that these guys don't follow proper drive. Have you been to Igbo?
Wait.
Now hang on.
I want to know where you're heading.
No, that's
I will interrupt you now.
Hang
you
on.
say insecurity and then you say accident.
No.
What are you talking? Are you saying? Wait. First off,
yes.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Okay. Well, first, you're talking about insecurity.
Yes.
So you're saying they pose a major threat, like the insecurity outweighs the suffering of the masses. The insecurity. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
The insecurity issue outweighs whatever problems or whatever issues the masses are going through. Like, it's what the sacrifice based on that insecurity.
Hang on. Well, thank Zilia for actually talking about the shuttle solutions. Obviously, we know that.
Don't evade my
I'm not going to
because you're an outright bad man.
No, I'm not going to evade your question. What I'm saying is, she has touched on the issue of, okay, the problem is that they've not created any solution for taking the bikes away. Now, what I'm saying is this. I do agree with that. I mean, everybody needs to be able to move around. People need to be regulated. But I'm saying that there has to be a reason why the government has decided to do it now.
I get you, but for instance now, if you want to leave your job, will you leave without having a backup?
I'm not arguing that.
No, hold on. I'm going somewhere.
No.
Hold up, I'm going somewhere. Hold on, I'm going
Some
somewhere.
people do, though.
I know some people do, but most people do not.
Okay.
So would you leave when you do not have a backup?
Okay.
So now they've taken them out.
What is the backup?
I mean, what measures did they even put in place for them?
For me, I feel when it comes to solutions, one, I don't know if you've looked at some other some European countries and seen the solutions they have. they're alternative in terms of bicycles. It might look silly, it might sound silly.
They are
but
very
honestly,
effective.
They seem to be effective, and a lot of people have really bought into this. I mean, in those countries, I don't know if it's a culture thing. Maybe, I don't know, for some reason they're inclined to.
They're packed somewhere.
No, I mean, when in terms of culture, whether they are more inclined to it, maybe, I don't know, because they are used to it based on their culture or their background. But I feel it's not a bad idea. Not for long routes or anything, but I mean, in the short term and for short, street to street or something. If there's a bicycle renting service, and I know not everybody can use it. I don't expect the old, elderly people, some other people to be able to use it, but it will solve. That's just a bit of what I feel can be.
That's your solution.
Yeah, a part or not the full one.
Yeah, for me, my solution to this is one: the government has to first of all do the work. Because what I believe is going on here is the government is doing part of the job they're supposed to do and ignoring the key part. You cannot say all bikes should be off the streets. Who allowed them in the first place? Did you create a body that is in charge of issuing bike riding licenses to even the independent bike riders who are the abokis and all of those? No, nobody did that. They allowed all of them to be using the roads and be remitting monies to what they call them, agberos. So if the government actually looks into that, one, ensures, okay, if we're going to take out bikes, first, let's look at ways that people can commute within street to street. You can even use bikes or use what they call these things, those golf
tricycles.
Those golf tricycles or the Keke and peps that we have, and have companies, the local government be in charge of companies that will be set up. Okay, how many Kekes will be issued to what street? Like they even do in one estate within Okwebi. Like they have a specific amount of Keke that can be used within the estate. So and then there are points where the Keke and peps will be. So it's like, okay, you found a solution, even though we know, we have to look at the big picture. But there should be a solution. You can't just cut things out.
Can I speak now?
Yeah.
I did point out before that Zelia had pointed out a lot of things I was going to say. I'll still say them again.
Okay.
I feel on a local government level, like they did with the PSPs, where different companies actually handle the way they did the trash. Different companies handle the transports. You get me? You take these guys off, and I do agree that there has to be a replacement. Or like in places like Ogudu GRA, where they have the cabs, that go around dropping from here to here, have someone regulating those.
Exactly.
Even they have places where they stop, they have places where they start. All those things need to be done by the government. Yes, I agree.
Thought out.
I personally feel like the ban, there has to be a different level to it, bordering on insecurity, even more than, and yes, it's kind of vile and uncomfortable. Let me take you back to a few governments ago. These bikes were banned before. They were banned before. Is the new government before this one that didn't
I even got a bit confused, to be honest, when they said banned, because I was
they
like,
were banned before. So it's not because people don't care. It's not because I don't care. I know a lot of people. But if we're trying to be proactive, Lagos is an urban city. Lagos is disorganized. A lot of the disorganization is caused by these bikes. Let's not be sentimental. So that's why it seems like I care. But it's not about that. It's about sorting these things out. If the regulated ones that are meant to be regulating are not regulating, then if you need to put hard sanctions on the companies that handle those bikes, based on what everybody has said, let me now ask you guys, since we're all logical thinkers here, do you not feel like they might have been, because the truth is, the government has always complained about bikes. I personally know that because they park a lot around where I stay. And they come, the task force come to get them a lot of the time. Sometimes they tip, sometimes. But the government has been complaining about this thing, has talked about it time and time over. Do you not think that more than meets the eye, yes, maybe they should give us more information, but do you not think that there is a reason that we don't know why they are so adamant on getting them off the streets now?
One reason why I feel the government is acting, or the government is giving this ban is, one, I'm not going to ignore the fact that these guys are a nuisance, because I use them a lot, and most times when I'm on those bikes, I'm praying, Lord Jesus, please help me. Let me get to the bike. Yes, let me get to where I'm going by your grace. But it's not supposed to be, because sometimes they just swerve and then they don't obey traffic laws. They cross the express like they are crazy. So I feel that's why, because it causes a lot of accidents. You understand? But still, I do not support and outright ban.
I mean, I actually agree with her. So I know it's because of course, there are insecurities with them. I've had times where I've had to jump off the bike, like literally do James Bond, because I can see that this guy is doing rubbish, and he's about to, like, you know, go like this, and I just do out of the bike. Like, I don't enjoy it, but I mean, come on, we still need them.
Guys, see, my take home from this is, one, if the government is going to do next time, they've already done this, let's forgive them on this one. Next time, if they want to regulate or ban anything, allow Nigerians to go through this thing in phases. Don't just slam stuff on us. This is a democratic state for crying out loud. Talk to us, then create a process. One, create a balance. What's the next step for these bike men who are going to be out of jobs? Are we creating programs to train them so they can have other skills to do other things? What is the solution? So let's do things in phases and do things the right way.
I personally want them off the streets, but everything to be done systematically. Okay. I do agree that, okay, everything, like we said, the shuttles should be put in place so that people can move from, okay, I used to ride bikes or this and that, to move to the centers where they can now get jobs, because they will be trained to do these jobs. Mm-hmm. So, and they will be regulated with these jobs. That way we need to pick the best people to give us the best results. We can't be living like jungle men and just say because it's the way it works. It's not the proper way. And it's not because of us trying to be all couth and bougie, but we operate like we're in the jungle. Right. So we need to actually do things the proper way. But they need to go, for starters.
For me, first off, I'll just say for the government, they need to think things through so they can take things away. They need to think things through properly before they implement. Yes, there's a situation on ground. You don't just react based on the craze. If you're always reacting, you know, you would react from a place of impulse and even create more problems. Yeah. So you've seen it has been existing. So you use this time to plan, to assess, to hire experts if you need, to give you solutions, not just cut the root, you know, the tree from the roots, you understand, without finding out what really the problem is with the tree. Yeah. So think things through.
Yeah, so I think the government needs to be very strategic. So, I mean, go back to those areas, because I'm very sure that there are key locations that we have these issues going on with these bike guys. So go back there, look for their high opinionated leaders. I mean, who are the people? Who is the Oga of this local government? Let's talk to this person. So what are the issues you're having here? Because those are the people that actually have these bike guys. They recruit them, they allow them, they collect tips from them. So I think it's so they know what's going on. So it's a collective thing, not just outrightly saying cut them off. Because as you're cutting them off, you're pushing them back to become rascals. Like, I mean, and it's a whole lot of issue for us. So I think they should be very strategic about it. Go back to the drawing table and, like, touch points, get to the touch points, call these people out and be like, okay, this is what we need to do. You need to go, you need to, and yeah.
Can we just play a game now? Like, oh my gosh. So, God. Okay. So we're playing concentration.
Oh my God.
We know it, right?
It's about to finish.
Concentration, okay.
So basically, I say a word and then you say something that's similar to it. So if I say names of places, you start naming names of places.
Brands of bikes, Abi.
Exactly. So for now, we're doing concentration.
Okay, we'll repeat.
You will echo now.
Concentration.
So you sit in front of class.
Yes,
Concentration.
Concentration.
Names of African soups. Eddie Kaikong.
Oha.
That's so quick now.
I only take spaghetti, that's why I'm sure.
Hello. This is why you know people that cannot cook.
So do I take over from
Can you boil egg?
Of course I can boil
Okay,
egg.
go on.
And boil water. Okay, so I take them from okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to take revenge. Concentration.
Concentration.
You are next to me here. Concentration. Okay. Names of hairstyle. Attachments.
Diddy.
Center part.
Kuruma. I had to that.
What is that?
I had it at the back of my head.
Alien.
No, Koroba, you didn't know Koroba now.
No, what's
the one
that?
they used to do
The one
when
that
they're in
comes like
school.
this and
That
then-
comes like this.
Oh.
Way
that
back in
comes like
Bunny
this.
House,
You know,
the sun just...
Yes.
First one.
No.
Sorry, let me just confess. Do you know when I said attachment, I thought I thought I failed.
He said
from the beginning.
attachment.
But
But
hold on.
we continue.
Attachment. You
Attachment.
failed.
No, he has
But
he
then
has
we didn't
passed
say
already.
anything.
Well, we
didn't
didn't
notice.
notice now. 'cause
Okay, next one we're doing is names of countries. African countries.
Okay.
Concentration.
Concentration.
Names of African countries. Nigeria.
Eritrea.
Zambia.
Kenya.
Zambia.
Zambi. I've heard of
Let's
that
do
country.
one more. Do
Okay,
one more. Do
that
one
was
more.
weird.
Do one more.
Okay.
Close to Australia, Zambia.
Concentration. Concentration. Names of biscuits. Cabin.
Nabisco.
Wait.
Come on.
Did I say brand? I like this.
Come on.
Okay,
let's
fine.
Let's do brand.
Concentration.
Concentration.
Brands of biscuits. Cabin.
Oreos.
Oki.
Nestle.
They have just said it. It's right in front of you there.
I don't know.
And it's the name of an
And
area.
she's
in
the one
Lagos.
who had the whole pack.
Maryland.
Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, don't forget to give it a huge thumbs up, and also don't forget to share with your friends. And please, guys, we need you to subscribe to our channel. And also don't forget to come back next week for another amazing episode. Bye.